Hi guys, welcome to All-Time Conspiracies. I'm Robin.
And I'm Martin.
And this week we're doing something slightly different because this week has been a crazy week for conspiracy-related news. Lots of stuff that you might have missed in all the hubbub and uproar of the Clinton-Trump mess.
So the first piece of news I have for you, Robin, is killer clowns in South Carolina.
Killer clowns?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It is, it's absolutely terrifying. So there have been multiple sightings of these clowns in South Carolina. And you laugh, but this is bloody terrifying.
It is quite scary.
So in Greenville County, South Carolina,
Yeah.
Apparently there have been clowns trying to lure children into the woods.
Oh man, yeah.
And so there's the debate about what are their motives? What are these clowns' motives? Are they paedophiles? I mean, that is a pretty strong motive.
That would be the obvious conclusion. But if there's a bunch of them, and the sightings are spread across the states, right? So it can't be a national paedophile movement.
No,
right?
It's probably copycats.
Copycats.
It seems like it.
Right.
But are there some underlying sinister activities going on? That's the question.
Because it's spread. I heard the other day about some clowns in this country, in the UK,
It was
being
in
arrested.
Newcastle up north, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they were arrested for trying to get some children.
Yeah. What was even more terrifying is that a machete-wielding clown tried to lure a 20-year-old woman into a wooded area.
That is
and
strange.
that is going way beyond a prank, isn't it?
Yeah, that is not a prank.
That's Amityville horror, yeah.
So a similar thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Sudden
yeah.
epidemic of clowns, killer clowns,
seems-
in the
yeah.
woods trying to get children.
Seems like, in the run-up to Halloween, people are going clown crazy.
Oh man, it might peak at Halloween. Do you think by the end of this
could
month
do.
we might see it escalating until Halloween?
Yeah. Could we have a clown
That's scary.
epidemic? So I've got to tell you, Robin, I feel
Yeah.
sorry for professional clowns who are getting caught up in this mess.
That's true. The police Carolina police, I think, did issue a warning saying don't take the law into your own hands and try to protect yourself because some clowns might just be clowns. You could kill a clown.
You could kill a clown, yeah.
Or kill a killer clown.
Yeah, kill a clown. Well, that wouldn't be so bad. I heard that over 1,000 university students last week went on a clown hunt.
Oh wow.
And there's the whole idea that it could be a marketing stunt for the new It movie coming up.
True, yeah, that's
time
coming
for
out
Halloween.
soon.
But you think that if it was a marketing stunt, at this stage, when it's got to this stage and kids have been threatened, do you think they might have said something? They might have said, wait, hold on guys, let's calm down a minute.
So on a slightly more serious note, my top piece of news this week is that in Russia, Putin has evacuated nearly 40 million people, 40, that's a huge number of people, in a drill for a potential nuclear attack, as in if Russia were attacked by America. And I mean, it's a terrifying thing, and Russia doesn't do these things without reason. Putin is a chess master, he does everything for a purpose, and officially Russia has said they've done this because they believe America might attack them after the Syrian war is over. They say they've built bunkers that will hold all 12 million inhabitants of Moscow alone.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bunkers, that's a huge complex that
It
they've
is
built
indeed.
there. So they're clearly taking it seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, if we believe them, of course.
Yeah, I mean, the conflicting interests over the Syrian crisis has been evident since it began.
Yeah.
In the different approaches they want to take in regards to, supporting rebel forces or, in the Assad regime and what stance they take in relation to that.
Yeah.
But it just seems like a wild overreaction for what seems like, tensions have been increasing over the past year. Another thing that could bring into the equation, there seems to be an increasing likelihood that potential of Donald Trump coming into power, and he did say, what's wrong with using nuclear capacity.
It's true, but then I thought Trump and Putin were on good terms. Do you think Putin doesn't trust Trump?
Possibly. I think another question to bring up is, could Russia be doing this to protect themselves in case of a retaliation strike from the US?
Yeah, so Russia launches its nukes, it evacuates its people immediately because it knows America's nukes will arrive shortly afterwards.
Yes, so the
That's a
second
good point.
capability,
That's a good point.
Yeah.
He could be just purely doing this as a threat, an implied threat, like you say, that he might launch his nukes first.
Yes.
But he's ready to take the blow when America responds. So speaking of America and the American government, let's talk about the Pentagon and the CIA and the NSC and what they've been doing as revealed this week with Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, so this is a scandal of epic proportions, although it hasn't really been major news for some reason.
Bit surprised actually,
yeah. So the story goes that the Pentagon paid a British PR firm over $500 million to create fake Al-Qaeda propaganda videos.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely insane.
Like TV ads and CDs and DVDs and things like that. What was the point though? I didn't get it.
So I think there were 2 points. The first one is to make Al-Qaeda look bad. They basically made these videos to mimic and to mock Al-Qaeda, so that people watching them would think it was a bad idea to join. That's the first
okay.
thing. And secondly, they made them available on Real Player so that they were internet-based, so anyone watching them could then be tracked via the IP addresses. So there was a double-pronged attack here.
Okay, that's kind of entrapment.
Brings up the point, would you be watching it if it wasn't there?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, you're not a criminal until you've done the deed, right?
Yeah.
But they've made you able to do the deed.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Having said that,
Yeah.
not that many people.
That's true. I mean, I don't know many people who actually watch these types of videos. So, I mean, it's kind of clever. It's kind of clever, but it's a massive, massive scandal, like you said.
Yeah.
$500 million of taxpayers' money.
You're talking about taxpayers' money. You're talking about. This is obviously a pretty high secretive operation. For something like this to come out and for that much money to be spent to the British PR firm.
That was just over a 7-year period as well.
Yes.
And it finished a few years ago, but of course, we don't know what they're doing now, how much money they're spending now doing similar things with other PR firms. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's almost backfired as well. I mean, I think members of similar terrorist organisations, Al Qaeda, would just be they've become a laughing stock.
Like free publicity.
Spending that much money. So in our final piece of news for this week, Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint, losing $10 million in jewellery. And as much as both of us we're not really massive fans of Kim, it's not a very
it's not very nice thing to happen to anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope her insurance covers it. I mean, that's a lot of money to lose.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Could it have been an inside job for an insurance claim?
Ooh, a scam.
That's the conspiracy that some theorists are coming out with.
Because of course she posted that Twitter photo.
Of her with the jewellery,
Yeah, with the jewellery on, right? So they knew exactly when to strike and what to go for.
It's true. And of course she has security.
She does have security.
They weren't able to protect her.
Yeah, where were her security when that happened? So what was the true motive?
Absolutely.
Please let us know what you think in the comments below. But quickly, before we go, a couple of items of news that we're not going to go into detail here, but worth mentioning. In Colombia, after over 50 years of fighting, a peace negotiation was proposed to the people in a referendum, and the people voted no in a very controversial move. No one's quite sure why, but they did expect it to be a landslide victory for the yes side of the debate. So something fishy could be going on behind the scenes there.
Brexit all over again, but worse.
Well, actually, yeah, because people will die. Speaking of Brexit, a man has raised £145,000 through crowdfunding to sue our British politicians for lying in the Brexit campaign, which is quite a big deal, and actually, good luck to him. But moving on to our final little piece of interesting news from around the world, the Chinese government have announced that 80% of their clinical drugs trials are fabricated.
That's mental. Why would they fabricate so many?
People's lives are at risk if they're fabricating that much. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So those are our news stories of the week. Which ones did you find the most interesting? Let us know in the comments below. Are killer clowns taking over the USA? And will Russia or America be arming up for nuclear war?
Yeah. And please tell us what you thought of this new format and whether you'd like us to cover the news in future weeks. Thanks for watching, guys.
And we'll see you next time.
In 1725, Arnold Powler fell from a wagon and died. Within weeks of his death, his village experienced brutal attacks, leaving 16 dead. Victims were found drained of blood, with no obvious wounds. The murder epidemic only ended when villagers drove a stake through Powler's dead body and roasted it over a fire. Powler's story is just one of many real-world vampire tales. But are vampires real?